We all see the appeal. It is tempting to chase glossy startups and businesses that look incredible on a social media feed, instantly impressing peers. But capital does not follow excitement. Money moves towards strict physical necessity. This chart illustrates the glamour penalty. Trendy niches attract massive competitors, leading to thin margins and rapid decay. Boring utilities operate differently. The mundane work creates a market with low competition and consistent long-term demand. Capturing this stable cash flow requires a specific trade-off. You have to be comfortable with work that lacks social status and the need to look cool while you build it. Long-term wealth builds through the deliberate choice of a mundane, essential problem to solve. In dense urban centers, the most pressing problems are entirely physical and unsexy. As these cities scale, the demand for basic infrastructure grows alongside them. This physical demand supports 6 specific business models: laundry, water supply, parking, pest control, scrap collection, and storage. These models are not interchangeable. Each one requires a different set of resources and involves a different set of daily challenges. To enter this market successfully, you must match the business model to your specific leverage, whether that is time, land ownership, or starting capital. Success in these sectors depends on an honest audit of your personal assets against the daily operational friction you are prepared to manage. We evaluate these businesses using this quadrant chart. Upfront capital requirement is on the vertical axis versus daily operational friction on the horizontal. The space monetizers, parking and storage, land in the top left quadrant. High assets, very low friction. The mechanism for a parking business is simple. You convert empty urban space into a high-margin toll booth for vehicles. In congested cities, a single parking lot can generate between 50,000 and 2 lakh rupees monthly. There is no product inventory to manage and no staff required to sell a physical good. Storage businesses follow the same logic. You rent warehouse space to companies with extra inventory or individuals with expanding footprints. The inventory simply sits there. These businesses operate 24 hours a day with minimal daily management or labor once the facility is established. However, the barrier to entry is high. This path requires either existing ownership of land or the capital to secure a long-term commercial lease. Space monetizers provide a stable, recurring yield, but they remain accessible primarily to those who already hold significant physical assets. At the opposite end of the spectrum, we have businesses that require very little capital to start but demand high daily hustle. These models handle problems that most people actively avoid. Pest control addresses a perpetual problem for property owners. It is a recurring service that requires physical, often hazardous work in residential and commercial spaces. Scrap and waste collection involves gathering, sorting, and reselling materials like metal and plastic to industrial buyers. It takes place in chaotic and dirty environments. These operations offer high profit margins because the unpleasant nature of the work repels most potential competitors. You are trading your physical labor and exposure to unpleasant environments for that margin. The sweat equity path is viable for operators who lack capital but are willing to manage the friction that others refuse to touch. Infrastructure builders sit in the middle of our chart. These businesses solve daily needs through strict logistics and systems. Professional laundry and water supply services provide clean resources to clients on a strict weekly schedule. Running these models requires investing in purification systems or washing machines and maintaining a flawless delivery route. These businesses benefit from high customer retention. Once a system is trusted, clients tend to stay for months or years, creating recurring revenue. However, they are vulnerable to logistical bottlenecks. They require consistent, detail-oriented management to remain profitable. Infrastructure builders are a fit for systems thinkers who prefer process optimization over physical labor or real estate holding. Your choice depends on mapping these models to your specific advantages. Have physical space but limited time? Build storage or parking. Zero capital but willing to handle physical tasks? Start pest control or scrap. Excel at managing logistics? Build water and laundry systems. Forcing a business model that contradicts your available resources creates friction that is difficult to sustain. Success in these sectors depends on alignment, choosing the specific type of boring work that utilizes the assets you already possess. These businesses thrive because they do not rely on viral trends or changing consumer tastes. They serve the same physical needs year after year. If you need your work to be a status symbol, this path is not for you. Real wealth generation is slow, quiet, and consistent. True financial freedom comes from prioritizing what is consistently necessary over what is currently exciting.